Hi Raquel and Sarah. I am going to show you how to search for some information on the project you're working on, animal conservation and animal poaching. We're going to use the databases from San Antonio Public Library. So open up your Google browser and let's type in mysapl, mysapl.org. I'm sure you probably have come to this website before. If you haven't, it's pretty simple to maneuver around. Once you're here on the home page, go to Services, and then just kind of bring your cursor down to Services for Children right here. We're going to go over to Research and Help because you'll be researching these two topics. If you go all the way down, there is a group of databases, which is just a place where you can look for information. This one's called Primary Search. You will need to put in your library card number, so that's very important that you have a card. If you don't have one, you can just call them and they can help you over the phone to get a card, because you do need to put that in. It's really handy to have this because, of course, then you can take advantage of all of the different take advantage of all the different books and digital collections and movies and things that they have available. Okay, so what we're going to do here is let's choose your first one, which was animal conservation, your first topic to research. Okay, and you can see that some things start to pop up already. Here's some methods. This is conservation that's being done in zoos, but let's just go ahead and stick with the basic animal conservation. That'll bring up a lot of different things. So let's search that. And you see that you get a lot of hits. You get over 1,000 things that come back. So there's going to be a variety of things that you're going to find. These are articles. And you can see this one's about a page long. The reading lexile, that helps you to determine whether it's going to be an easy thing to read or a little bit more difficult. A 900 is probably up at the 4th and 5th grade level of reading, but it can also read it to you if you are finding that some of the words are too difficult. So that's always a possibility. So this one's about, and then we also have videos that show animal conservation. This one is a periodical. Periodical is like a magazine that's dedicated to a specific topic, and this one does talk about wildlife conservation. You may want to use even wildlife conservation if you wanted to do a different search, if you're not liking what these searches come up with. This one's going to be specifically about bison. This one's going to be specifically about zoos and gorillas. So you can all, depending upon if you're looking at a specific animal and the conservation that's being done for that particular species, you can also put that up here. For example, if you wanted to do gorillas conservation, then you could put gorilla there in that search, and that brings back only conservation efforts for gorillas. If you, again, just want something very, very broad, an article like this one would be a good one to look at. So why don't we open that up? You can do PDF or HTML. And this one talks about agents for animals. So an agent is someone who speaks for someone else. And of course, animals can't speak for themselves. So this article is probably about humans who are advocating for animals. And once again, it's a very short paragraph, a very short article. You can print it, you can send it to yourself, a lot of these different things. It also tells you, if you're writing a paper about it, it tells you how to cite this. In other words, how to say that this information came from this article. And that can help. All of these things here will help you with that. Here's a citation here. Okay, let's go back. As I said, there were over 1,000 different pieces of information that you could look at. Let's look on page 2. This is wildlife conservation. Again, the Lexile is a little higher, so that means it's going to be up in the upper 5th grade or so, but don't let that dissuade you. You can read that along with your mom. Here 940, 870. So all of these are going because it's a difficult subject to talk about without using bigger terms or bigger words to describe what's going on. This one talks about wolves and conservation of wolves. This is rhinos because they are extinct. This one specifically talks about safeguards and ways of protecting the African rhino from poachers. So this is kind of a combination of what you're looking at. You're looking at the problems that is created by poaching, and you see that's one of the search terms, and specifically about the rhino. So this was an excellent article. It's a little bit on the higher side of reading. Just know that it's not a long paragraph, but there's going to be some more difficult words when they're describing things in this one. So this one might be a great one to start with because, again, it talks about poaching, but also talks about what's being done to protect the rhino. So that might be one that you want to look at and save. And then, as I mentioned, you still have 3 more pages of articles to look at. So once again, if you wanted to put animal conservation and poaching, so that way it looks for both things, our search is going to bring back not as many as before because we're narrowing down what we're looking for. So some of these articles here, there's that one about rhinos that I was telling you about. So you're going to have some nice articles to look at here. This one talks about using drones. I think you know what a drone is, one of those machines that can fly around up in the air. They have cameras on them. So now they're using that technology to be able to watch if there's poaching going on, and they can stop the poaching. So this is a great article because it talks about both poaching and things that they're doing to prevent poaching, which is also called conservation. So this might be a really good way for you to go. Now, once again, let's say you were talking about elephants. We're getting very specific now. So we may not get a whole lot of results with this one, with this search. Because the more items we put in here, the fewer articles we're going to get. We're only going to get 6. How to save a baby elephant against poaching. Things that they're doing to conserve. So you see how that works? All of these articles will be very good at talking about your subject of animal conservation and preventing poaching. This one in particular for elephants. If you didn't want elephants, we could just leave that blank and it would talk about all types of animals, different types of animals. So I hope that this helps you. If you have any questions, you tell your mom to please give me a call. I'm going to send an email. I'm not sure if I have your email, but I will send you a text asking you for your email so I can share this video with you. So good luck. Let me know if you need anything else.